This is Beer in Front, part of the Beer Media Group. Every week I'll talk to people in and around the beer world and get their stories all about beer. That's Beer in Front, and it's coming up now. Welcome to episode 238 of Beer in Front. I'm your host, Dave Zalatoris, and Beer in Front is a charter member of the Beer Media Group. Solo show today, but it's going to be a long one. It's not a quick solo 15-20 minute one. I'm going through my desktop and I see I have a ton of beers that I reviewed, I recorded, and for whatever reason never made it onto a podcast. I had good intentions. Some of them were like Oktoberfest beers, so they're going to be out there a little late, but I had ideas. I was going to put them out on the podcast, but then something new came out, or the episode dealt with something else and it didn't fit. So I'm cleaning out my desktop and I'm going to have a ton of reviews. I haven't done a lengthy beer news segment, so I'm going to have that. So this is going to kind of be a wrap up of the year. So if you like beer reviews, this is the show for you. The holidays are coming up, and I know a lot of people don't listen. They have things to do. So I'm probably not going to have one next week because you're dealing with Christmas, but I'll probably have one more towards the end of the year. I talked to my friend Paul. We're going to talk about some breweries and places to hit up in the western suburbs of Chicago. So that'll be out before the first of the year. So this will be kind of my wrap up of the year, and then I'll get into the regular show, and then I have some good shows that are lined up in January in 2025. In February, I'm going to hit 5. Beer in Front's going to be 5 years old. So I've got a lot of stuff I'm kind of thinking about, planning. So enough of my rambling here. Let's get on with the show. A couple weeks ago, I mentioned that I'm no longer part of the Odd Pods Media Network. And like I mentioned then, nothing against the people there. I'm trying to do my own thing now, and it's my own thing. So I'm not going to have all the commercials that I had to use as part of that with the hosting company. I could add those if I want to. See, how it worked was I ran the ads. I didn't have to pay to host the podcast. Sometimes the ads got a little overbearing. I know you could just fast forward them, but personally, that kind of annoyed me because it felt like, especially on the longer shows, on the interview shows, there were way too many of them. So what I'm doing now, I'm hosting my own show, doing this Beer Media Group thing. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but there are going to be some ads on the show, but they're host-read ads, so I'm going to be reading them. How this is going to work is I get a commission, so I'm going to talk in a little bit about Harpoon Brewery. I've been to Harpoon. They're an OG craft brewery. If you go to their site and use the code I mentioned, you're going to get a discount, and I'm going to get commission. So I'm going to have a couple probably on each episode from here on out, but the companies that I'm going to be talking about are ones that I've used before. Like, I've had a Harpoon Brewery t-shirt. I've been to that brewery. There's a couple others that I got to choose from. These are places that I have purchased things from them on my own, and I like the company. So you are going to get some ads. They're going to be read by me. You know, if you want to fast forward them, that's, hey, totally, you're right. No one wants to listen to ads, but if you do buy something from one of those ads, you're going to save a little money and you're going to help me out and keep this show going. So thank you very much. There's other ways you could support the show too. If you want to go to patreon.com/beerinfront, you could support the show there. And if you don't want to, that's totally cool too. I get it. I listen to a lot of shows. There are a few people that I support, but you can't support everybody. So I totally get it then. If you don't do it, I totally get it and understand. So, that's the last of me standing here with a cup in my hand. So let's get back to the show. In beer and beverage news, New Belgium is reopening their tap room in Asheville. They've been closed since September after Hurricane Helene. They're going to resume brewing there in the near future, but that's cool that the tap room is reopened. Athletic is now branching out with 2 new non-alcoholic cocktail-inspired beers. One's going to be a Moscow Mule, and the other is Paloma. So, interested to see how that's going to be. It's not even a month now, and I saw that Binny's and Jewel have marked down the Goose Island Bourbon County brand stout by $1 or $2. It's not like some big, huge discount, but you never saw that like 5-6 years ago. The Pink Boots Society and Stone Brewing, they're releasing a West Coast IPA called She's the Brewer. I'm not sure if they're going to distribute it yet all around or if it's just going to be in California, but I thought that was a really cool project, so I'm looking forward to trying that if I can get my hands on one. If you live in Charlotte, Chicago, Dallas, Denver, Milwaukee, Phoenix, and Washington, D.C., Molson Coors is sponsoring free mass transit rides for folks on New Year's Eve. So if you live in one of those cities, you could not drive home hammered on New Year's Eve. So check that out. Dogfish Head and the Grateful Dead are teaming up for Juicy Pale Ale next year. It's going to be available in the stovepipe cans, and it's going to include granola and Kernza grains. So I'm going to have to try it, but look for that from Dogfish Head and the Grateful Dead. The Brewers Association, they've announced that Bart Watson is going to be the new president and CEO. I had Bart on the show. I can now say I talk to CEOs, but congratulations to Bart. That's really cool. He's going to be the new head of the Brewers Association. Speaking of the Brewers Association, they've released some numbers for 2024, and I'm not going to bore you by going into all of them, but a couple of things that caught my eye is we're pushing 10,000. We haven't hit 10,000 breweries yet in the United States, but we're at 9,700. So hopefully in 2025, we'll get to 10,000. This I thought was not cool. 335 breweries opened, but 399 closed this year. So we actually do have less breweries. So that's not cool. The contribution of craft beer to the economy in the U.S. is $77 billion, and they've supported over 460,000 jobs. So that I liked. And probably the hottest trend, and it's been a couple of years now, is the boom of non-alcoholic beers. I've talked to Go Brewing on the show a couple times. I've done quite a few segments on non-alcoholic beer because I do like them, but they've had a growth of 30% year over year. So I think that's cool, and I think you'll start to see more breweries coming out with an NA option. Discover Harpoon Shop, your ultimate destination for the finest in apparel, glassware, and souvenirs from Harpoon Brewery directly from the source. Elevate your style with their exclusive collection of clothing, perfect for showcasing your love of craft beer. You can get glassware, bunch of different swag. So you definitely have to check out Shop Harpoon Shop. If you go to their website, and I'll include the link in the show notes, if you use the code in the cart, you're going to get yourself a discount and you're going to help the show out as well. But they have everything there: glassware, hoodies, t-shirts, everything you want. Harpoon is a great old school brewery. Now I'm going to have to go pick up another one. I had a Harpoon Brewery t-shirt when I went to the brewery years ago. So I wish more of their stuff would make it to the Chicago area, but it's not. But definitely check it out. If you go to their website, shop.harpoonbrewery.com, check it out. Use the code in the cart. You're going to get 25% off, and it's going to help the show out. So please head over to shopharpoonbrewery.com. All right, first up in my cleaning out all these audio files of beer, I'm going to do one from Anderson Valley. This is their Bunt Amber Ale. This has been around forever. I love this brewery. You can't get them anymore. It's hard to find. I picked it up at my bottle shop, and he said that they had a new distributor and they might be getting some more of it in. But I asked about their Winter Solstice, which was one of my favorite holiday beers, and he said they weren't getting that. But I did like everything that they put out 20 years ago, and you could get a lot more of it here in Chicago. So I was excited to see this again. Let's crack open the Bunt Amber Ale. And since I have like 10 more of these things to do, this is going to be the only can cracking and pouring sound, because I'm deleting the rest of them. So this episode won't be 4 hours long with can open sound. So enjoy it while it lasts. Nice color, good amber color, because it's an amber ale. Great couple fingers of foam here. Really smells good. I get the nice malt aroma here. It smells fantastic. Oh yeah, that's so good. I remember, 20 years ago, everybody had an amber ale. Now you really can't find them anymore. But it's a great style. It's just a crushable, refreshing beer. Great malt flavors here. Only 5.8% alcohol. I didn't get any hops out of the first sip, so let me try this again. Very little. I get a lot of sweetness here. I do like it. Now, according to their can, they are now a solar-powered brewery. They are the world's first solar-powered brewery, so that's cool. I like this. Hopefully, we can get some more of their stuff around here. Like I know their Winter Solstice and their Summer Solstice. Both were phenomenal, so hopefully we could get those again here in Chicago. But if you haven't had anything from Anderson Valley in a while, throw the Bunt Amber Ale in the cart. All right, the beer in front right now is from Revolution. This is their double dry hopped Jukebox Hero. I'm a big fan of the regular. I'm a big fan of black IPAs. I was there earlier. They had a benefit where if you bring diapers in unopened, you get a free pour. So I saw this in the cooler. I'm like, I don't think I've had this. So I had to grab it on the way home. So I'm going to crack this open now. This is a double dry hopped black IPA, 8% alcohol. So let's give this a whirl. Really nice color. A lot of foam here. Smells outstanding. You get all those nice hop notes here. It smells terrific. They don't list which hops they use on the can, but I'm getting all that citrusy pine hops. It smells phenomenal. Oh yeah, that's fantastic. Big malt flavor, big hop flavors here. I'm just a huge fan of this style. They were really big about 12 years ago, 13 years ago. Everybody was coming out with the black IPA. Then it changed, and everyone went to brute IPAs for a while, and now it's hazies. But every now and then you see a good black IPA out there. Their regular Jukebox Hero, when it comes out, is terrific. This double dry hopped is phenomenal. Can't say enough good things about this. Let me have one more sip. Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. Finish is good. It tastes a little lighter than an 8%, so this one could creep up on you if you started pounding these, which I'm not going to, but it's a really good beer. If you see it, I picked it up at Rev. I don't know if you could get it at, their distribution footprint, if you can get it at your grocery stores or liquor stores. But if you're in the neighborhood, you definitely have to head over to Rev and pick up double dry hopped Jukebox Hero. Put this one in the cart. Good friend of the show, Sarah, has donated a cider for me to drink. This one is from Aldi. This is their Wicked Grove hard cider with black cherry. This is Imperial at 8%. I'm leery about this. I don't know why you have to make everything Imperial. It just seems like you're adding extra booze to it, but I'll try it. I will say before I crack this open, I've had other Aldi beers on the show, and they haven't been that good. And I'm a fan of Aldi. Don't think I am poo-pooing Aldi. I'm a huge fan. And if you go to Aldi, get the cranberry chicken salad. Trust me on this. That's a good chicken salad right there. I love Aldi. Just their liquor, to me, leaves a little to be desired. But I do thank Sarah for dropping this off the other day. And I'm going to have right now the Wicked Grove Imperial hard cider, black cherry. This is 8%. Let's bust it open here. Looks good. It's got a nice foam to it. I do get the black cherry notes from the aroma. I get more of that than I do the apple. Oh, that's like diabetes in a can right there. That's sweet. I don't know what to make of this. You do get the notes of the apple. You do get the notes of the black cherry. You get the notes of the booze. Yeah, that's really sweet. That's literally like Wilford Brimley. Just sign me up for the diabetes test or whatever you were selling back in the day. This is really sweet. I can't say I'm a fan. I don't know. I don't know if I'd spend the 25 cents to get the cart at Aldi to put this in the next time I'm there. I might just keep walking and go to the cranberry chicken salad in that one aisle at Aldi that has all of the cool shit. But yeah, I can't say I'm a fan of this. So Sarah, I appreciate it. I thank you for thinking of me. Or maybe you think that poorly of me and that's why you gave me this Wicked Grove black cherry Imperial. But yeah, I don't put it in the cart. Just keep walking. All right, the beer that's in front of me now is from AleSmith. This is their Speedway Stout. This is a Grand Prix toasted coconut Vietnamese coffee edition. I love all the Speedway Stouts. I love their NA version of it, to be frank. I think that's outstanding. So this is a small batch series. I'm really stoked. I love coffee stouts. I love coconut. So this is right in my wheelhouse here. 12% alcohol. Let's crack open this Grand Prix from Speedway. Beautiful color. Wow, I get all those coconut notes. I get the coffee at the end. I think this smells really good. Yeah, that just smells phenomenal. Yeah. I don't get the coconut as much in the flavor. The first thing that slaps me is the coffee. That hits me right up front with the coconut bringing up the end. But this is a really good beer. There's no lactose. There's no barrel aging. This is just a straight Imperial Stout. Really creamy here. Good foam. It has a nice creamy finish as you're drinking this. I think this is spectacular. Yeah, that's really good. You get it's very sweet. So you get all of those dark malts. You get the coffee. It's almost like a coffee with cream because it really is a nice creamy mouthfeel. The coconut is very faint out of this, but it's good. It's there. You know it's there, but it's not like having a Mounds bar. Some coconut beers are super heavy in coconut, and it's almost eating a candy bar. This is different. This is subtle, but it's very, very good. You get a little alcohol at the end, a little alcohol burn, Like the first sip or two, it didn't taste like a 12%. So you would drink it fast, which you shouldn't do because it's 12%. But this is really good. I picked up another variant the other day, so maybe I'll do that on video. But I mean, I love the Speedway series from AleSmith. They've all been good. If you happen to be lucky and see the Grand Prix Toasted Coconut Vietnamese Coffee Edition, you need to put this one in the cart. All right, the Drink Illinois beer that I'm having right now is from Casa Humilde. This is their Marina. This is a premium lager, 4.5% alcohol. I've talked about Casa Humilde many times throughout the years, one of my favorite breweries in Chicago. I don't think I've had this one yet from them, so let's crack open the Marina. Beautiful color here, nice foam on Marina, nice light golden color. Really smells good. Just a beer smelling beer. You can't go wrong with that. That's tasty. I like this one. Big malt flavor. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in there. It might be maybe corn. I'm not sure. It doesn't say on the can. But I think this is good. A lot of flavor in this for something that's that low in alcohol. I think this is good. Yeah, I think I'm getting corn out of this, and I could be wrong. So if I'm wrong, please forgive me. But I think this is really tasty. I'm enjoying this one a lot. If you see this in the Chicago area, you definitely have to pick this one up. Brewed right here in Chicago. So if you see Casa Humilde's Marina, put this one in your cart. All right, next up, I'm going to have one from Iron Hops Brewing. They're located in St. Louis, Missouri. This was sent over from Brian over at 3-1 Pour. This is a Weizenbach called Soothsayer. Like the artwork on the can, it's got a person looking in a crystal ball, and the crystal ball has hops in it. So I like the artwork here. Let's crack open Soothsayer. Nice color. I like the color here. Got a good foam. Smells really good. I get a lot of malt up front from the aroma. I think it smells fantastic. Oh, that's good. Get little tanginess here, and I don't know what that is, but it's like not bad at all. I just think it's getting a little tanginess here in addition to the sweetness. I think this is really good. Yeah, no, I would definitely pick this one up again. This one's really good. Yeah, I would definitely have this again. I need to head over to St. Louis. I keep saying that. I need to go visit St. Louis one of these days and check out some of these breweries that Brian has hooked me up with. But yeah, if you're in the St. Louis area and you see anything from Iron Hops, especially this Soothsayer Weizenbach, you definitely need to put this one in the cart. All right, the beer that's in front of me right now is from the Lost Abbey. They're out of Vista, California. This is their everything. This is a West Coast IPA, and it's part of their Sinners and Saints inspired ale series. It checks in at 6.7% alcohol. According to the can, they use some great hops here. They use Cascade, Eclipse, and Jackson Ocho. I've liked everything that I've had from the Lost Abbey. I'm not sure I've talked about any of their beers on the podcast before, so when I saw this, I had to put it in the cart, sight unseen, and just grab it. So let's crack open this everything. Really nice color, light golden color. Good foam here, good couple fingers of foam. Really get the nice big hop aroma here. It smells phenomenal. Yeah, that's really good. I don't know if I've had anything with these Jackson Ocho hops, but it has a nice flavor, and I can't quite put my finger on it because with like the Cascade, you get the typical like grapefruit, citrusy notes to it, but this has a kind of a different taste, and I'm liking it. I'm still trying to decipher this taste, but I like it. It has a good fruit flavor. It's not like a Belgian fruit, but It's good. It's really good. I like this. There's good bitterness on the back end. It's a good West Coast IPA. It's crystal clear. I think this is outstanding. Yeah, no, that's just rock solid right there. If you're a big fan of West Coast IPAs, if you're a fan of Lost Abbey, I would definitely throw this one in the cart. This one's called Everything. It's part of their Inspired Ale series. I think this is just terrific. It's a great West Coast IPA. If you see this in your travels, by all means, you have to put this one in the cart. All right, the beer that I'm going to have now is from Mars Brewing out of Chicago. This is Comiskey Park. It's a West Coast IPA, 6.8% alcohol. But before we get started, the artwork on this can is spectacular. It's got the old school wrestling on there, wrestlers from like the 60s and 70s. If you remember, they used to have big wrestling shows at old Comiskey Park then. Love the artwork, love the design on this. So I'm excited to crack open Comiskey Park from Mars. Oh, this is a beautiful, like, copper color ale. Good couple fingers of foam here. The predominant, like, notes that I'm getting out of the aroma is the malt and maybe a little pine, but it smells very malty. I'm digging this already. That's good. A lot of upfront malt sweetness there. The hops are good. I'm getting little pine, little fruit. I think this tastes really good. This is like getting in the ring with Dick the Bruiser or the Crusher back in the 70s and watching like a commercial from Ben's Auto Sales. I love this. Yeah, no, this is good. If you see it, I picked it up at Bottles and Cans in my neighborhood here. I'm sure you could find it at Mars or any reputable bottle shop or liquor store. But if you see Comiskey Park from Mars, you need to put this one in the cart. All right, the beer from Illinois I'm going to have right now is from Phase 3. This is their Fresh. It's a fresh hopped hazy IPA. This is the first of the fresh hopped beers I've had this season. So I saw it. I had to grab it. Phase 3 always puts out some really good stuff. So I'm excited to try Fresh. Fresh has a really nice light color. Almost looks like, if you remember, like white grapefruit juice. That's almost what it looks like. It's very pale looking. Now they use cashmere hops in this. The smell is absolutely phenomenal. You get this big hit of like a tropical fruit and other fruits going on in here. The smell is phenomenal. Oh yeah, that's really good. Almost getting some like plums or other type, like stone type fruits in the flavor with this too. This tastes absolutely phenomenal. 6.8% alcohol here, really good. I don't think it's going to be around long. So if you see Fresh from Phase 3, you definitely have to put this one in the cart. This is absolutely killer. It doesn't taste like a 6.8% beer. It tastes a lot lighter, so I could see this one creeping up on you. I mean, it goes down easy. Really great beer. So if you see it, definitely put it in the cart. Grab yourself some Fresh from Phase 3. All right, the beer that's in front of me now, part of my Drink Illinois beer series, is from Cruz Blanca out of Chicago. This is the 2023 Rey Gordo. This is an imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels, 13%. Phenomenal artwork on the can. It has a great Lucha Libre mask on there. It's an awesome looking can. If the beer is half as good as this can, I'm going to be impressed. And I've heard great things about their barrel program. I don't think I've had any of their barrel-aged beers. I've had their other stuff, which I've enjoyed a lot. So I'm looking forward to this Rey Gordo. Beautiful color here. The aroma's absolutely out of this world. I get it before I even hold the glass up. Yeah, it has a really good, you get the barrel notes right up front. I get the barrel notes. I might get maybe a little chocolate out of the aroma, but the smell is phenomenal. Oh, yeah. It's so good. Wow. Just off of one sip, you get everything. You get the nice dark malt notes there. You get a little vanilla. You get some coffee in there. You definitely get the bourbon barrel. You definitely get the barrel aging. You get that nice woodsy bourbon oak taste out of here. So you get everything right up front. The taste is absolutely spectacular. Yeah, that's definitely a winner. I know they put out some different varieties of this and variants when they release it. I'm assuming it's released in like November, late November, like everything else is. But yeah, I definitely need to drink some more of these when it comes out later this year. But I happened to see this at Bottles and Cans the other day in just a single can, so I picked it up. But yeah, if you're a fan of barrel-aged beers, I definitely recommend Cruz Blanca. It's here in Chicago. Ray Gordo is a definite winner. You need to put this one in the cart. All right, the beer that's in front of me now is from Brewer's Kitchen here in Chicago, Illinois. This is an Italian Pilsner called Serpente. I think I had this. I was there in late May, early June to pick up something, and I had a beer there, and I believe this was it. So it's really good. I saw this. I'm a huge Italian Pilsner fan, so I definitely had to pick this up when I saw it at my local bottle shop. So let's crack open Serpente from Brewer's Kitchen here in Chicago. Beautiful color here, nice light color, good foam. Love the aroma. You get that big hit of hops. I just love the Italian Pilsner style. I wish more brewers would make this. It's such a good beer. Only 4.5% alcohol, so it's definitely something you can have more of. So let's give this a taste. That's just outstanding. Wonderful flavors here. You get all of the malt. You get a little bit of hops, not a lot, but the hop flavor is there. You don't get like any bitterness with this. Very minimal, if anything. It just has a great taste all around, well balanced. Yeah, that's something I could keep in my fridge year round, and I'd be happy if I had this every day. Such a great Pilsner. If you see this, if you're in the Chicago or Milwaukee area where Pilot Project is, you definitely need to put this one in the cart. If you're a fan of Pilsners, if you're a fan of the Italian Pilsner style, I think you're going to enjoy this. So pick up Serpente from Brewer's Kitchen and put it in the cart. All right, next up, I'm going to have, and I've had these before. This is from Simply. This is their spiked limeade. I will say that of all the seltzers that are out there, the Simply line is probably my favorite, and I'm a big fan of like the Simply orange juice. So this is really good. I'm a big fan of limeade. This is a 5% one. Let's crack it open. And it's in a big ass can. Like this can, you could hurt somebody with. Like I could use this, like when you're injured, like with my back and I got to lay on a foam roller, I could just lay on this big ass can of Simply limeade. But let's crack it open. I could do something else for my back. I mean, it's a seltzer. You're not getting anything out of the color outside of it's a murky clear. Smells really good. You get that nice lime aroma out of this. It smells good. It smells like fresh limes. I like it. It's not bad. I think if I had to pick one or the other, I might go with more of the lemon ones that they have. The lime, the first thing that hits my palate is sugar and sweetness instead of the tartness of the lime. So I think I would rather have more lime than sweet, but let's have another sip. Yeah, it's a little too sweet for me. I mean, the flavor, the lime flavor, when you get it like towards the middle and the end of your sip is decent, but it's a little too much sweetness for me. Now, let me look on the can and see total sugars. I mean, and you're not drinking this per serving. You're drinking the whole flipping can. So it's like 36 grams of sugars and 35 grams of like added sugar. So that's a lot of sugar for me. I think I would prefer, and it's just my taste bud. So I think I would prefer more tartness and not as much sugar in my alcoholic beverage. So I don't know if I would buy this one again, if I'm being, honest with you. The lemonade ones, I think for me, you have a better taste, an overall taste, and they're probably the same amount of sugars, but like this, it's just sweetness that's hitting me all the way around. Let me have one last sip here. Yeah, as it warms up a little bit in my hand, like more of the lime flavors are coming through, but yeah, it's just, for me, it's just too sweet. If you're a big fan of like sweet seltzers, then you could really enjoy this one. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm going to drink the rest of the can, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I think they've made better products. And I think for a limeade, I would like more of the lime flavors to come through. So I don't know if I would put this one in my cart again. But if you're a fan of limeades and you like Simply, give it a try. It's their signature limeade. You can get it in this big 24-ounce can. I picked it up at my grocery store here in Chicago. I'm sure you could get it, everywhere. But yeah, I don't know. I can't say I would necessarily like recommend this one and tell everyone to go out and buy it. Buy it at your own risk. All right, the beer that I'm going to have now technically is an Illinois beer, thanks to my friend Brian over at 3-1 Pour. This is a collaboration between Mississippi Culture in Illinois and Perennial that's in the St. Louis area. This is an oak fermented saison. This is called Snake Pit Alley. I've been looking forward to this. This came in the mail maybe a month or so ago. Been dying to try this one, so I'm going to bust open this bottle now. I had to find my bottle opener. It's been so long since I've had a bottle of beer, but I'm looking forward to this. So let's crack open Snake Pit Alley from Mississippi Culture and Perennial. Looks really nice. Good color here. Couple fingers of foam. Smells really good. Like, I'm getting tartness from the aroma. I'm getting some like fruitiness, some floral in there. The aroma's really good. Yeah, I like it. Very little, it's got like a little funk to it, not much, but I'm getting a lot of like fruitiness and tartness here. I think the taste is really good. I'm trying to put my finger around like the fruitiness that I'm getting. Maybe like a raspberry, and I could be wrong, but it's blended really well with the sweetness from the fruit, the tartness. I think this is just excellent. This, it doesn't say on the bottle. Yes, it does. This is 6% alcohol. I think this really tastes good. Yeah, this is a well-rounded beer. A lot going on here. Got to put your thinking cap on, like, what am I getting with all of this? But no, it's almost like a berry or a raspberry that I'm getting, but it blends well with like the tartness and the saison style. I think this is really good. Thank you again to Brian over at 3-1 Pour for sending this my way. This is excellent. Everything I've had from Perennial has been good. I've only had a couple from Mississippi Culture, but those have been spectacular as well. So if you're down in that area, I would definitely pick this up or pick up anything from those two breweries because you're not going to go wrong. But if you happen to see Snake Pit Alley, by all means, put it in the cart. And it's in a bottle, so you got to be careful when you put it in the cart. Don't just throw it in there. It's a bottle. We forget. We grew up with bottles. Now everything's in a can. So this is a bottle. Place it gently in the cart. All right, the beer that's in front of me now is from Boulevard Brewing Company out of Kansas City. This is Tank 7. This is an American Saison. This checks in at 8.5% alcohol. Boulevard has been around for a long time, putting out some great beers. Tank 7's been around forever. I'm not sure when it first came out, but I've always liked it. It's now available in a really cool can with some good funky artwork on here. I like it. It's a nice teal blue can. So let's crack open the Tank 7 from Boulevard. Got a really nice color, a lot of foam here. One bad thing I'll have to say, there is a lot of foam on this. Smells really good, though I do like the aroma. It's going to take me a bit to get through some of this foam. It's got a good flavor. I like the flavor a lot. Got a nice, like, funkiness to it. I don't think I've had a Saison in a while, so it did kind of catch me off balance here, but I do enjoy the flavor of this. That's good. I mean, I don't know if it's something I would drink every day, but as a change of pace, is something that you haven't had in a while. It's definitely enjoyable. I couldn't see myself like having more than one of these or grabbing a 12-pack. I mean, I do like a little variety, so I don't know if I could do a 12-pack of this, but as a one-off, grab it in a mixed pack. It's definitely a good beer. So if you see Tank 7, if you haven't had it in a while, by all means, put it to cart. All right, the beer that's in front of me now is from Three Floyds. This is their Munster Fest. This is an October-style lager. It's a Marzen style, and I think I've had this before, and I enjoyed it. So when I was over at my Binny's, I put together a little mix pack of some different Oktoberfest beers to talk about on the show in the next few weeks. So let's have the Munster Fest from Three Floyds. Munster Fest has a really nice dark color, good foam here. Smells good. I get those nice, like Munich type malts here. That's what's hitting me right up front. Oh yeah, that's good. Really good. Love the malt flavor here. Got a little nice like sweetness even in the beginning and middle. It's kind of hitting me. Maybe a little tartness. Let me have another sip of this. Yeah, I'm not so sure about the tartness, but it does have a really nice mouthfeel to it. I like this. This is 6.2% alcohol. I'm a fan. So if you see Munster Fest from Three Floyds, you need to put this one in the cart. All right, the beer that's in front of me now is from Goose Island. This is Tropical Beer Hug. I know they came out with, I think it might have been Neon. That was the first one that came out like a couple years ago. And now there's a ton of them. There's like a juicy one, the tropical that I'm having here. I think they have like a West Coast, a hazy. I think they even have like a lower in alcohol one. So this is like their Voodoo Ranger. There's a ton of them that are out there. I know I've had the Neon before and thought it was okay. So I haven't had the tropical. So we're going to crack this one open. Now this is in the stovepipe can and it checks in at 9.9% alcohol. Now I'm not sure. They say they make this one in either Chicago or Fort Collins. I'm hoping it's Chicago because why truck it from Colorado to Chicago? So I'm not sure, but I'm going to assume that it's made here. According to the can, this is a beach vacation for my taste bud. So who doesn't want to go on vacation? So let's crack open the Tropical Beer Hug. It's a good color, really nice. It's clear. It's not like a hazy at all. Good color, there's more foam than usual, but it's not like excessive. Not bad. I get those tropical notes, but being 9.9%, like the booze hit me in that. Like it definitely had big boozy taste towards the end that kind of overpowered the tropical thing I was getting up front, but let me have a little more. Yeah, I mean, it's exactly it. There's a lot of, like in the middle, I get a lot of like sweetness. So you get the tropical up front, the sweetness in the middle, and then the big boozy taste at the end. I mean, it's not a horrible beer. I don't know if I would drink this one again. I'd probably just get the Neon Beer Hug that's a little lower in alcohol. I think that's at 6.5 or 7%, something like that for just like the regular Neon Beer Hug. This is an Imperial. Yeah, it's weird. I get, like I said, all three of those. I get the tropical fruit, a lot of sweetness in the middle, then the booze at the end. So, yeah, I'm not saying it's a horrible beer. I'm not going to dump it. I have, 14.2 more ounces or so to drink out of this. But, if you're looking for something different, you can pick this up in the stovepipe cans. You can pick it up pretty much anywhere. Like I grabbed this one in my Jewel grocery store. I happened to see this one there. So, I grabbed it thinking, I haven't tried, I don't think the tropical. So throw that one in the cart. Yeah, I think I would do the Neon if I had to pick one of the two. But, if you're looking for something that's going to give you a big kick of booze, grab the Tropical Beer Hug. All right, that's going to wrap things up for this edition of Beer in Front. I thank you very much for listening. If you watch the YouTubes, the Instagrams, you listen to this, I thank you. I'm not going to talk to you next week. It's the holidays, so I hope you and yours have whatever holiday you celebrate. I hope it's your best one yet. I will talk to you before the first of the year. Remember, sometimes the beer in front of you is the best one yet.